Beyond the Battle started 8 years ago when I lost my son, and it slowly trickled on the growth. Now the last couple years, the growth has been quicker, and that is because we're losing so many to fentanyl right now. People at our meetings are those that are still in the fight, or those that have loved ones that are in recovery. And so sometimes that can be really difficult at first, and they don't stick around long enough to actually see that this is the place for them.
I heard about it after I lost my son. The first couple of years, I wasn't sure if there really was a place for me here, because it was so hard to not be sad all the time. And Battlefield and what Angie does and what she's been through gives me inspiration for what I can do, because I don't want any parent to have to feel what we feel every day. I have a lot of good friends and family and stuff, but I have a very small family. And when you have one parent, like you talked about earlier, that doesn't want to talk about it, it feels very like you're very alone. And so they've helped me to come out and not feel so alone anymore. I want to be a big part of this, and it does help me feel like I'm doing something, because I didn't know what to do with myself, and I didn't know what to do with all these feelings. And I want to be able to be somebody that can help other people, and other people that are in our situation, not just people that are helping their kids in treatment and stuff, but people that have lost their kids or their loved ones. There's a wonderful support here. Mm-hmm. And I do get things out of the meetings, even though my son is no longer here. It's helped me to try to help my younger son, because him losing his brother has been really, really difficult the last 3 years.
There's this important piece that needs to be given the attention that it deserves, so that way at our events, our loved ones are honored the way that they should be honored and remembered. It's too difficult at first, as we know, and and so it takes some time, but once they're in the community, then they'll be part of the community and they'll see it for themselves. But it's so important that somebody head it up and give it the attention that it needs.
I don't think you can be a person that wants to help people with a responsibility level that we want to help people at. Really digging into a family or digging into the life of another human and becoming part of it and guiding them through a journey, and then ending up having to go speak at a funeral or be a part of the funeral. And no, you can't go there without feeling an enormous sense of responsibility. But I think every person that we've lost, we've learned to behave differently from their loss. We've learned to do something different. From the first loss of my best friend, when I lost one of my best friends that was in the program and worked for me, and I told that person if they ever used drugs again that they couldn't be around me anymore. And that was harsh. And they did use drugs, and I did put them out of my life. And I lost them. And I can't get, it's a tough thing to get over. So that taught me, don't say that kind of thing again. Don't put people to that kind of ultimatum. There's got to be a better way. With the loss of each person, you learn. So the regret is there for a purpose, I think. Not to blame yourself and live like a victim, but to actually say, man, I could have done better. And in the future, this is what I'm going to do. So it's a positive growth. Now what's starting to happen is more parents are getting involved that have lost. And I want to tell every parent that's lost that's the mechanism. That's the mechanism for your healing. That was Angie's mechanism. And if she didn't have it, if she didn't have that pathway to heal, the ability to go back into the fire and help people that are also losing their life in the fire, and to help people and pull them out of the fire, she has that ability now, which has allowed this enormous gain and positivity to come from a disastrous loss. And then they have to give back to kind of prevent and say, there's something you could do. We don't want this to happen to you. And if it does, get in here and help us fight. Get in here and help us. And then that's how we honor our loved ones. We honor them through this courageous action of telling our story and saying, listen, I'm not going to hide this and isolate and put myself in a dark room and shut down. I'm going to show power and be able to, honor what's happened and help people. And, it's not something we want to grow because we don't want to lose more people, but it's a fact that it is growing. I think Beyond the Battle really, really is something that is going to be beautiful and needed. And I think the mothers that are currently working on it, and the people that have lost, are doing a great job of, wow, at least there's right now, Angie's starting an outlet that says every year on that date, your loved one's going to be honored and remembered. And how valuable is that for people on that date to look and see that other people remember how beautiful your kid is. And, it's just a beautiful thing.